I think given the magnitude of the decisions that people make around property, that it only takes some minor sort of tweaks or changes to the decisions that people are making to add a significant amount of value over time. And I know, like for me personally, I've got a bunch of coaches that I work with in different areas, business and a whole bunch of things. And one of the big benefits that I get from having their support is that because we've worked together for a long time, that they're going to know how I'm going to react to certain situations or options, and then they can serve up the key decisions for me on a silver platter. That for me is worth, to put it in the context of mortgages, paying that extra tiny percent, even if that's whether that's what has to happen or not when you get to it. But I think it's where people can get so caught up trying to find the cheapest option that they end up costing themselves more money down the track.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, structuring is a big one, right? Like you can so easily make bad decisions with redraw and offset accounts and paying off investment properties and not cross securing and, interest only and all these sort of things. And, unless you really have a focus on that, you can very easily make mistakes that you can't unwind, right? And so a good broker's, who understands that and tax and can actually sort of educate you on those and make sure you don't make these silly mistakes on structuring that you can easily do if you haven't got someone guiding you on that.
Yeah. And it's so confusing. Like it's its own thing. I wouldn't even back myself to do it. The ins and outs of that stuff myself, that if you don't know, you just don't know until it becomes an issue. And then you do know, and it's too late at that point. Yeah.
I mean, we had a client just recently, they were using CBA and they were going in there and CBA was saying you could borrow X, and, they kept missing out on properties because they were trying to buy them at RP data, sort of what the CBA banker was saying the valuation would be. And this CBA banker was literally, butchering them really, and this is nothing against CBA, but, it's just because they weren't going to someone who's an expert in sort of guiding them, and they could borrow a lot more money than they actually thought they could borrow. When they came, we educated them on that. We got them pre-approved somewhere else. And they're completely different. They're in the market now. They're not just chasing it, et cetera. And so, absolutely, it's just about sort of getting that A team around you, right? Like, you're not going to sort of, it's that knowledge you're getting access to.
Absolutely. And look, in my totally biased opinion as a financial advisor, I think it's really mission critical when it comes to your money to have that. But I think even more so when it comes to property, because the numbers are so big that you just don't, it's not something that you want to get wrong. And there's just so much value in making a great decision compared to a good decision that, why would you leave that money on the table?